Yeah, we back with another one. Blue is our city, Manchester City fan channel, and woo! That's the only thing I gotta say. Hit that Ric Flair because I don't know what happened there, man. It was just that ugly number 13, man. I talked about it in my match preview, and it just reared its ugly head once again. And Brighton Hove Albion get their first ever win versus Manchester City in the Premier League era, and I'm just baffled, man. I'm absolutely baffled, but we're going to try to get through this video as best as possible. So bear with me. This might be a little bit longer of a video because it's just so many weird talking points, man. Like, I don't even know where to start, but we're going to try to get through this. But before I get going, as always, I want to say, yo, thank you guys out there for showing much love to the channel. We passed 100 subscribers. I definitely appreciate the likes that you guys are doing on the videos. Definitely helping us grow the community. Couldn't do it without you guys. So I just want to say out there to all the City fans, all the football fans who have watched this channel, help this community grow. You all are the MVPs. So let's get into this match, bro. Manchester City lose. 10-man Manchester City lose to Brighton Hove Albion in this match. 3-2 Brighton Hove Albion. And I'm just a little baffled about how this actually happened. So let's kind of get into this, bro. So obviously, this was the last away match performance for Manchester City before we get a chance to say farewell to the fans at home versus Everton. Now, when you looked at this match, Brighton obviously had fans in the ground, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit later, but they had 25% capacity, and I don't care what nobody says. Yo, that stadium sounded like it was full out there. It was just absolutely full, but we saw a few interesting, talking points, if you will, with the starting lineup. Obviously, Cole Palmer actually made the bench again, which I thought we was going to get a chance to see him, but every time I think we're going to get a chance to see Cole Palmer, bro, it's just not going to happen for some reason. It's just not going to happen, bro. So we get a chance to see him on the bench. Obviously, no Kyle Walker in this match playing right back. João Cancelo played right back in this match, and we're going to talk about that here shortly. Rodri played instead of Fernandinho. Started actually. And then my man Bernardo Silva was in the midfield. İlkay Gundogan, Mr. IG, was in the midfield. And then we decided to go with my man Ferran Torres, Mr. On Fire, starting up top as the striker versus having Gabriel Jesus. KDB was definitely on the bench for this match. He did not make a performance. But before I get going on there, I want to say a special shout out to two people. Bernardo Silva, Playboy, I see you. I see you. We always pay attention to details on this channel. So Mr. Bernardo Silva made 200 Manchester City appearances today. So shout out to him. Pep Guardiola, 700 match as a manager. Shout out to you. And on the Brighton sides, we looked at things, they just try to really stay afloat, but they've already secured their spot in the Premier League, even though they still are in 17th place. But you would have never thought that in this match. Granted, it was versus 10 men, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. Obviously, their captain, Lewis Dunk, was out the game. Mr. Moonpie, I hope I'm saying his name right, he was suspended as well. So let's get into this match. And, I really want to say, kind of talking about a few things, and then I'm going to kind of make my way through this, is that as I watch this match, the match starts off, you're watching it on television, you obviously know that Brighton Hove Albion is rocking their new kits. I'm kind of looking at their new kit, that they're going to be rocking next year. But, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But in the second half, I didn't give a nothing about that. And then another interesting thing, Mr. İlkay Gundogan rocking the captain's armband. Yo, did you guys notice that? Yo, İlkay Gundogan, shout out to you for rocking the captain's armband. I can't remember seeing İlkay Gundogan rock the captain's armband, but if I'm wrong about that, City fans out there, please let me know if you guys have seen him rocking the captain's armband before, because in my opinion, it was definitely the first time even seeing that. Now, we get into this match, bro. We're starting off the match. The match has just started. Manchester City have a great opportunity driving down the right-hand side. I think it was Phil Foden that got the ball. He swung it out on the right to Mr. Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez gets the ball. He's dilly-dallying, and I think he kicks the ball back out. I think the opportunity is lost. And then what does my man Riyad Mahrez do? He's just dribbling, puts the defense to sleep. They think that it's all complacent. They think it's all good. And he whips this beautiful cross to the far post to my man, Mr. IG, İlkay Gundogan, getting, I believe, his 17th goal on the season. He gets the ball, headed the ball downwards. Keeper, Mr. Sanchez, absolutely no chance. So it is 1-0 to the champions, Manchester City, after just 2 minutes. So It's after 2 minutes, yo. We thinking, yo, it's about to be on and popping. Manchester City about to be doing big things, and we about to get this great win kind of going into this match. And then everything's going to be good. I'm sorry, I had to throw something at my dog right there. She was just doing something annoying. So then all of a sudden that just happens, right? But what happens a few minutes later? This is what most people are going to be talking about. Yo, my man João Cancelo, bro, what the French toast were you thinking about, bro? The weirdest player in the world. So ball comes over the top. And my man João Cancelo, and for baseball fans, I know you guys are going to be able to appreciate this. You know, in baseball, when the ball's coming and it's coming over your head, you know, you try to do the Willie Mays catch, you know what I mean? Kind of like over-the-shoulder catch. So your man just tries to do the over-the-shoulder kick. Obviously, he's getting pressure by my man Danny Welbeck, but he looked like he was in a position to really deal with the ball. He puts his foot out there, completely makes a mess of it. Danny Welbeck ends up getting over him, which I thought that was a natural coming together. And then all of a sudden, bro, it's red card opportunity in the 9th minute. My man João Cancelo, yo, bro, what the fudge cake were you thinking about? You could have just, and maybe this is just me being a Manchester City fan, bro, you could have just headed the ball away from it, because obviously it's harder to get out there with your foot, with the hand-eye coordination, with the foot-eye coordination in this case. But bro, just if you got to, just head the ball away, bro. Just head it. Worst case scenario, it goes in the corner, man. But what can we do, man? So now we got a red card opportunity, and the game completely changed, in my opinion, after that. So if you see me over here looking at my notes, yo, just understand that there's a few talking points I definitely want to talk about. So, but in this moment, it goes to show you just how weird football is sometimes. My man João Cancelo scores last game. You know, it was an awkward opportunity, but nevertheless, he scored last goal. He scored last game, and then next thing you know, he's getting sent off. Lewis Dunk is their captain. He's got suspended, so he's not in the game. And you know, you're thinking that Manchester City could possibly do something, and you know, we already winning 1-0, but you know, we look strong kind of going into the first half. But it just goes to show you, as I go on through this match reaction, bro, how crazy football can be sometimes. So obviously, we get the red card opportunity. Then, you know, we down to 10. Certain adjustments got to be made. And one of the adjustments that Pep Guardiola made, and I don't know if you guys saw it out there, but also, too, before I get going on that, let me say, yo, let me know what you guys thought in the comments about the João Cancelo situation. Should he have dealt with it better? Was it nothing that he could possibly do? Or did you not even think it was a foul? Because it did look like a natural coming together. But please let me know you guys' opinions about that. But now that we're down to 10 men, my man Pep Guardiola's got to make a decision. And what does Pep decide to do? He decides to take off my man Star Child, my man Star Boy, my man Ferran Torres. Yo, how you going to be calling me, bro, when I'm going live like this? So pardon if you hear the noise in the background from the phone, but Pep Guardiola decides to take off Ferran Torres, Mr. Former hat trick that just got the hat trick on the last match. And, you know, decisions got to be made, but I don't know if you guys saw this. So my man Ferran Torres is obviously not happy about coming off. He is not happy, and you know, he's a young lad, but he was not happy because he's probably saying to himself, yo, bro, you need to take off one of them other players. Yo, I don't know if it was going to be Foden. I don't know if it was going to be Marvis, but, you know, he's full of confidence, man. He's a young dude, and he's probably feeling like, yo, why you taking me off, bro? I just got a hat trick, but decisions had to be made. He was not happy, but the leader that we have in Mr. Fernandinho. So, Ferna, shout out to you, bro, because I see everything. Ferna had to calm the young lad down and explain the situation to him. But I know Ferran Torres was not happy about that. But, you know, I understand what happened. So, as this moment goes on, so that we're talking about 14, 15 minutes in the game, you know, Brighton is starting to assert themselves in this game. You know, they're pressing us. They started out pressing us real well, but they was just pressing us, you know, all the way through. And, you know, I thought that they should have had a red card opportunity when your man tried to, like, you know, with studs showing and try to kick, you know, my man İlkay Gundogan in the knee around the 26th minute. But it just didn't happen. But pardon me as I go for my notes because there's so many different talking points. So let me get on to it. So, obviously, the first half wraps up. Manchester City is kind of like maintaining themselves. We're maintaining ourselves. We're remaining strong through the first half, and you know, they had a lot of possession. I think this was one of the first opportunities where I seen Manchester City definitely have under 50% possession, even though we did have 10 men, and I'm gonna touch upon that in a second. But that's actually what happened in the first half. Stats were really too good. I think it was like, you know, 4 shots for City, 1 goal. You know, I think that they had like 7 shots on goal, but they didn't get anything like that. So right around the 48th minute, and I need to say this too, like, you know, right around halftime, I'm in the kitchen. I'm trying to make myself some ramen real quick as I watch the second half of the game. And, you know, second half starts, and then next thing you know, right there, the 48th minute, who turns up is none other than Mr. Manchester City himself, the kid, the star child, not the star boy, but the former star child who's now inserted himself into a man, and that's Mr. Phil Foden. Phil Foden, yo, gets the ball on the left-hand side. He's driving at the defense at this particular moment, and he just made magic happen by himself. So he's driving on the left-hand side. You just get it past Mr. Sanchez. Sanchez, no chance, slots it on the other side of the post. You think I'm going to go near post? Nah, son, I'm going far post. And it's Manchester City up 2-0. So I'm thinking it's about to be good, man. That ugly number 13, yo, is not going to really happen, because I'm starting to feel good about myself. And at this point, I'm getting even so cocky with the situation, or so confident with the situation. I'm thinking to myself, yo, I just can't wait for this match to finish so I can just go make fun of Manchester United about how they drew over here to Fulham today and just kind of poke fun at them. And then what happens? Oh my God, it just changed. That number 13 was like, oh, you think you about to go get that 13th win in a row, Playboy? I'm about to show you how this is done. And next thing you know, the game just changed, because what happens? My man Rodri makes another mistake, bro. And I'm not going to even get on Rodri about these mistakes that he be making, but it's just with his passing situation sometimes. I don't know what Rodri be thinking about, bro. It's like, yo, he must be saying in his mind, yo, I'm playing for Pep Guardiola. I got to do, you know, make these correct passes. But in these particular moments that we see for him, because we just saw him make a similar mistake not too long ago. And he must be thinking, I don't really know what the man is thinking, but I'll tell you what he should be thinking. He should be thinking, yo, I know I'm playing for City. I've been here for a little while now. I know what Pep wants. But, yo, in these particular moments where you got no ball to play, homie, and you don't really know what to do, yo, you need to think about, yo, I'm going to go to Diego Simeone mode, meaning, yo, just kick the ball somewhere, bro. I don't care if you kick it out of bounds. I don't care if you kick it forward. We already got 10 men, Rodri. Just put the ball elsewhere, brother. But it is a learning thing for him, and hopefully he just, you know, improves with due time in this situation. But that happens, and then Trossard comes on the game. So prior to that, and I think Trossard and Lallana made a lot of difference in this game, bro, because all of a sudden the Belgium comes on, and then next thing you know, they score from a situation to where, bro, it was just crazy. He gets the ball on the left-hand side. He's driving at the defense. He cuts past John. John lets him inside, but John is like holding his own. I thought John was great in this game, but John's just, you know, passing him on so that way he can go over to Ruben Diaz. Trossard just cuts past the defense, back of the net. So they score. Oh, pardon me. It's around the 50th minute, they score, and next thing you know, it's 2-1 Manchester City. So I'm still feeling good about the situation. I'm like, okay, boys, tighten up. You know, they making this game a little interesting right now, but we're going to persevere the way we always do. But right around the 60th minute of the game, I started noticing this, is that, and let me know if I'm being too critical, because, you know, we all Manchester City fans. I think we try to do our best to keep it real, but we're never really going to criticize the team like that. It's just not in the Manchester City fan DNA, you know. But I did notice that when you start looking at possession, yo, I don't even think we had, I think that they had so many more passes than us. But even with 10 men in prior games and seeing Manchester City with 10 men, you know, our passing looks a lot better. We're able to retain possession in better ways. And that just did not happen today. For some odd reason, it was kind of weird watching it because, like I said, Manchester City normally, you know, when we're in possession, even with 10 men versus 11 men, is that we normally look better. But it was shocking how bad we looked today. And that's probably due to Brighton just pressing the living crap out of us, just to be honest. But, you know, I want to say this, right a few minutes later, I think it's like 72 minutes later, Brighton's got the ball, they're kicking it around, and then they kick it out to the right-hand side. I think they put in some kind of cross, and then all of a sudden, Webster gets the header on target. It is 2-2 after 72 minutes, and when you look at this play, Furner's definitely, responsible or trying to, be defending two people. I'm not trying to be extra critical of my man, Mr. Garcia, but Mr. Garcia I know he's playing, right back due to the situation, but I would have loved to see him try to get in there a little bit more and just try to, head the ball. But I'm not going to be too critical on him for that. But then 1 minute later, so that happened, it's 2-2 after 72 minutes, 76 minute, Mr. Dan Burn, and I'm saying to myself, yo, what the fudge cake, what the French toast, and next thing you know, they score due to Mr. Dan Burn getting the ball. And this was, Brighton, I've always said this, I was watching the game, is that Brighton plays some good football between the lines, and you could see this a lot in the first half, is that they played some really good football, but they might be in need of a striker in the first half because, they would get the ball and just kick it out wide. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? It's 10 men versus 11. Like, what are you doing right now? You know what I mean? But, when Trossard came on the game, he definitely was a difference because they started playing between the lines and started getting the ball in our box. And right at that 76th minute, I thought they was doing some really nice passes. They basically exposed us, stretched us all the way out. So Dan Burns gets the ball. Edison, he kicks the ball, and just when he looked like he scuffed it, he actually got the shot off. Edison saves it. He gets the rebound, and it's 3-2 Brighton. And in this moment, I'm just like, oh, man. Like, goes to show you, man, how weird football is sometimes. And, there were some definitely times I want to talk about. I'm not trying to be critical, but I think Mahrez needed to help out Garcia. Obviously, you could see that Garcia was not able to deal with Trossard most of this match by himself, but I can also understand how Mr. Mahrez, Riyad Mahrez, was just completely tired because when you watch the game, all of the fellas' legs, they just looked like they were gone. And I know he decided to, Raheem Sterling was not in the squad today, but it would have been nice to have Raheem Sterling, probably in the squad or at least put somebody on with some fresh legs. He later made the substitute for Jesus, but, Raheem Sterling's definitely got them legs and that type of energy where he could run around a lot, and we kind of take that for granted sometimes. But you saw in this game where, Riyad Mahrez's legs, he was just getting tired. Foden, his legs were getting tired. So the boys' legs were definitely heavy. Zinchenko from the extra running, but it is what it is. But Brighton go on to get their first ever win versus Manchester City, and it was just a crazy match. It really was, at the end of the match, this is another talking point. So this is how crazy this match was, bro. So not only did they win the match, and, we tried to come on late, but we just didn't get some situations really going our way. But after the match, bro, you see all of a sudden Pep Guardiola and Graham Potter getting into it. All of the Manchester City coaches are now upset with Graham Potter. I don't know exactly what happened, but I will say this. This is just my opinion, so please don't beat me up in the comments about that, is that I did not necessarily like this. We know that we are champions, and we know that we are extremely competitive as Manchester City fans, but I think it is our responsibility to show a little bit of class sometimes. And maybe I'm missing something and I didn't catch it all the way through, but I could say I didn't like it because it just got ugly there at the end where, Pep and Graham Potter, somebody I know that Pep Guardiola has some respect for. So please let me know in the comments, because I'm not going to have a chance to watch it until later on, but please let me know in the comments, what happened, what transpired, in your opinion. Were you able to watch Pep Guardiola's post-match conference to say exactly what happened? Because I couldn't really see it all the way. You just see a lot of scuffling and tussling rather, and it just did look really all that well. So I want to say shout out to Brighton because they did get the win. We basically tried to hang in there. We tried to do as best as we could, but it's really difficult, as you can see, to play a match when you basically only have 10 players for like 80 minutes of a game, 80, 85 minutes of a game. So that's exactly what I think we saw today. But the good news is that we are so lucky as Manchester City fans. Very unlucky match, but definitely lucky that this was not the final game of the season, in my opinion. It's like, yo, that would not feel good. That would not be a great feeling to go into the Champions League final. So I'm definitely hopeful for the boys to be able to turn this around versus Everton later on in the week. I think we played them on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But it's great to know that we got that last home match against Everton to be able to go into the Champions League final feeling much better about ourselves. But I did think today that what we saw potentially is that I think a few players might have, showed their way out of that first team squad for the Champions League final. Because I'm now thinking that he might start Ferner when it comes to that Champions League final over Rodri. I also think that João Cancelo is not going to start at left back. Kyle Walker's definitely going to be penciled in there at right back. And I don't think João Cancelo did any good deals or any way to really convince Pep that he could potentially start in the Champions League final. But the other thing I want to say definitely is that I got to give shout out. Sometimes you got to give credit where credit is due. And I really want to say this. As far as man of the match, I think John really played a good match for us as Manchester City. Obviously, Phil got the goal, and then, we did some things. But when I talk about players of the match, man of the match, Trossard definitely gets some credit in this match. Lallana gets some credit. But most importantly, you got to recognize real and be honest with yourself. I thought the Brighton fans were outstanding in this match. Absolutely outstanding, because we've been away from fans for so long due to just the situation we all been living in. And, you could talk about 25% capacity, 25% capacity, my butt. They were sounding like it was a full house in there. Them fans, you can hear the oohs and the ahs throughout the match, the excitement. I think that they just spurred their team to winning. And the Brighton fans were absolutely fantastic. But the great news, like I mentioned before, is that Manchester City will have a chance to turn this around. I'm confident in the boys that we're going to go against Everton. Pep is going to dial these players back in to say, hey, we got to focus. And there's going to be no complacency within this team. And it could serve as a wake-up call for us going into Everton and then going into Chelsea. So I'm really confident that the boys could get the job done. Either win, lose, or draw. We all going to support City. But it was a tough match. But let me know in the comments, a few things. Did you think the João Cancelo thing was absolutely a red card? Do you absolutely know exactly, what happened between Pep Guardiola, the Manchester City coaches, and Graham Potter? Was it something that Graham Potter did? Did he, was he unprofessional? What are your thoughts on that particular scuffle, if you will? And also let me know, who do you think is really going to start? Forget Everton, Who do you really think is going to really be the first team squad members versus Chelsea? Because, like I said, it's definitely a wake-up call. Pep's going to have some decisions to make. But either way, we're going to be rocking with this team. And hopefully the boys can get it done against Everton, because we will be back where? In the Etihad. And I can't wait to get back home and enjoy lifting the trophy in front of our own home fans and being around people that absolutely love us, because these Brighton people did not love us today. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Like I said, I appreciate it for helping this channel grow. Blue is our city, Manchester City fan channel. I know this one was a little bit longer of a video, but I had to bring you all the talking points because there was just so many. So see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. I'm out. Peace.